Hey, it's Clay. How's everybody doing? I've got some Blacklight Retribution for you today, and I wanted to talk about this game and give some tips for newer players that are coming in, just starting out, getting accustomed to it, maybe coming over from other games. It's pretty sweet, and it's free to play, so it's really accessible, and just wanted to give you guys a couple of tips to help you get acclimated to the game. So what you just saw me do there, that's the first thing I want to talk about right there. I flash my HRV. It's your built-in wall hack. It's an integral part of the game. As you can see, I flash it very, very quickly. Use the V button to bring that up. And if you just flash it up for 1 second and take a quick scan and then turn it off, that's the best way to use the HRV, in my opinion. You can turn it on for like maybe 7 seconds and kind of get like a complete scan of the entire area, but then there's a really long recharge time. So I like to just take quick, short little burst scans and only scan kind of one area that I'm moving towards. And then the nice thing about that is that you're able to do a lot more. You're able to stay mobile. You're able to kind of get a continually updated, because people move. The game's pretty fast-paced, and if you take a really long scan of an area, chances are it's probably going to have changed. And people are going to be moving out of that area or into your area, and then you're going to be caught off by surprise. Because really, finding ways to use the HRV effectively is one of the greatest tools in this game. And it's a really, really cool mechanic. It really deals with campers. It keeps the pace of the game moving. It's a lot better than the kill streak system, and it's a really cool feature. And learning how to use it effectively is going to really help you guys improve. And I just would highly recommend doing quick little scans. And the next thing I want to talk about is, shooting. The recoil in this game is a little bit interesting, and it's very much dependent on your gun. So with this game, kind of the level up, the rank up system, a lot of that deals with the attachments that you put onto your weapons. Because basically you have one gun, but then the way in which you customize it, including a receiver, stock, barrel, scope, muzzle, all of those different things can drastically affect the way that the game plays. And so I would say that everybody starts off with the assault rifle. That's kind of the stock, standard, do-it-all type of rifle. And some guns are a little bit more well suited for close range, like the SMG, and some guns are a little more suited for long range, like the burst rifle. And depending on your playstyle, all the guns are pretty well balanced, and they roll out patches a lot to try to keep the guns balanced. So it's not really fair to say, oh, this gun is good and this gun is crap, because it could change in a week. And they try to keep the guns pretty well balanced. And as you can see right there, when I came up on that guy, instead of holding down on the trigger, I was trying to burst. And even if you're in close range, a number of short little bursts are really important for shooting accurately, because the recoil on these guns is definitely sizable, especially with the assault rifle. The assault rifle is, medium damage, medium range, medium spread, but it has high recoil. And so it's kind of a do it all, except the recoil makes it a little bit more. You have to take that into account. And once you get more advanced in the game, you can kind of customize your guns. But that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother commentary. But when you're just starting out, if you've got the level 1 assault rifle, I would definitely recommend bursting, because bursting is really, really important. And also, don't be afraid to hip fire. Hip firing, and you're also going to want to burst while you're hip firing. But the hip fire in this game is really good. The hip fire mechanic is very different than a game like Call of Duty. Your first burst on the hip fire is actually very accurate. So if you are able to hip fire and keep it in controlled bursts, you can actually be very, very accurate. And not having that aim down sight, like whatever it is, like a quarter of a second or a half of a second, that can often be the difference between winning and losing a battle. So when you see a guy, I would definitely recommend shooting at his waist, because the gun will probably recoil up, and definitely shoot in bursts. So as you can see right here, I'm just kind of giving it quick little taps. So I'm almost treating it like a semi-auto rifle in terms of my shooting patterns with my trigger finger. Just kind of give it short little quick bursts, and you're going to have a lot more success keeping your bullets on target, because the recoil and the spread, it penalizes you over time as you hold down on the trigger. So you definitely don't want to do that. You want to have quick, short little bursts, and that will really help you guys stay on target and shoot accurately. And also, I would definitely recommend, don't be afraid to really run around the map. We've got this HRV. Don't be afraid to be really active and to be really, run around the map. Go hunt guys down. Play the objective. Learning these maps, they're pretty straightforward. I'm playing a game called Net War, and it's kind of a mix of capture the flag and domination. So there are 4 domination points, and then there's a flag in the middle, and in order to capture the flag, you have to bring it to a friendly controlled domination point. And one difference, though, is that the domination points actually will neutralize over time, so you actually need to actively hold the domination points. So right now I'm at the depots, and that's something that we need to talk about. The depots are they're located throughout every map, and what you do at the depots is you buy kind of like your quote-unquote kill streaks. So when you get a kill, you get in-game credit points, and with those credit points you can spend them at a depot. And so what you get at depots, you can get a health refill, an ammo refill, and like as you see in the distance there, that guy hopped in one of those mech suits. You get a mech suit at those depots as well. And you can also get like stingers to shoot those mechs. We'll see if I try to get one here. There's a depot to my left, and going to this depot would actually be really smart if I would pick up a stinger and then try to... There we go. I picked up that guy's stinger on the ground, and I'm going to try to take out this mech suit. Unfortunately, I got shot in the behind, but utilizing those depots can really, really help. A lot of people, I think, get really freaked out by the mech suits. But, the mech suits are balanced because they're really slow. You don't have access to the HRV when you're in the mech suits. And you can't turn around very quickly, so you can get flanked very easily. And you have weak spots. If you actually zoom an HRV in on somebody using the mech suit, there is a little, it like glows in this area where there is actually a high weakness there. So if you focus your fire on that area, the mech suit will go down quicker. And finally, you can use like anti-armor rockets, and some of those will take out the mech suits in 1 or 2 shots. So being able to use those depots is really important. Even if you go down with the health, if you start at 200 health, it will actually replenish health, kind of like a Halo style system, up to 100, but it will not go all the way back up to 200. So if you've got low on health, you might as well go to a depot and replenish your health, because it doesn't cost you a lot. You can do it almost infinitely if you're a decent player. So that's really an important thing to do. It's really, really helpful. It can really turn the tide in a lot of battles, because, and another thing to keep in mind is, with this game, it's a shooter, so, all the things that you've learned about previous shooters, about positioning, about map awareness, traffic patterns, all of those things still apply. So definitely you want to keep that in mind and utilize that, because things like head glitching or, being really active or flanking, all of those things still apply. Even though it's not, your traditional shooter in some senses, it still is very realistic in others, very, very similar and comparable to, games that we're all very familiar with. And I would definitely recommend playing a variety of game types. I think that Blacklight does a really good job of lending itself to being fun in a variety of game types. There's naturally the TDM, but there's also a really, I think King of the Hill is really fun in this game. Domination is really cool. This game that I'm playing, Net War, is really, really fun. It's kind of an innovative game. But it has a variety of game types, and I would definitely recommend taking advantage of them, because they all play really well. And playing those variety of game types is really going to help you to get more experience, because you get bonuses for playing the objective. It's also going to help you rank up your weapons faster. And more than anything, it's going to help you learn the maps. Learning the maps is always important in any first-person shooter. In order to being a good player, you got to learn the maps. It's just kind of how it goes. And I would definitely say, check out, I've got another video on my channel about gear. What you actually, they offer free unlocks. It's a free-to-play game, and if you aren't familiar with that model, that means that it's free to play, but you can actually pay real money in order to gain early and permanent access to certain weapons or higher-tiered guns or items or armor. But they actually do a really cool thing where they give you you know, a free 3-day trial every time you level up. So if there's a certain gun that you unlock at level 7, once you hit level 7, you can use that 3-day unlock to give it a test run. And I would definitely recommend testing out guns so you kind of get familiar with things. Pick up other people's weapons on the ground. It's definitely a really, really good way to get acclimated with the game. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I am excited to see some more players out on Blacklight. We'll see you soon.